Welcome to another dev update for ServerJockey. In this video, I will be covering the new integration features of version 10, which has just recently been released. So ServerJockey will now work with Nginx as well as Prometheus and Grafana. So I'll just log in. Now, because these aren't features of ServerJockey, they're actually separate systems which you can integrate with ServerJockey. What I've created is some pages in the guide section to show you how to set them up and use them. So first is Nginx. So this is a popular web server, and it has a powerful reverse proxy feature. So the way this is used is that you use Nginx as your front-end web server, and then behind that you can have one or more other web servers that it will forward requests for. So this is a good way to set up a more professional hosting setup. This is the recommended way to use HTTPS with a domain name, so with a properly signed certificate. This system will support HTTP version 2, IPv6, and a whole bunch of other nice features that this professional web server will have to provide the front end for ServerJockey. So the guide page will go through the whole setup on how to do that, starting with obtaining a domain name. So you can go to a domain name registry such as Porkbun. Domain name registries usually charge about 10 to 30 US dollars a year to rent a domain name. You don't have to do that though. You can use a dynamic domain name service such as DuckDNS. This guide will is geared towards DuckDNS. So that's a free service that you can sign up for and obtain a domain name. The domain names will all end in .duckdns.org, but it's free though. So this will show you how to obtain a domain name, or you go through DuckDNS to do that. Next step is to install Nginx, which you can do with the package manager. Then you want to test the default landing page for Nginx once it's set up. Make sure that you have port 80 and port 443, which is the HTTPS port. Make sure both of those are open to the internet. Then generate an SSL certificate. So Let's Encrypt is the recommended certificate authority to do that because it's free. If you have a domain name rented from a domain registry, they often have a SSL certificate generation service which you can use. If you're going with Porkbun, they just use Let's Encrypt, so that's a good choice if you want to rent a domain name. So this step shows you how to do that using Certbot, which is what Let's Encrypt uses to automate the SSL certificate generation. So this guide will show you how to go through that process. Once you have the domain name and the SSL certificates, you can do the Nginx configuration. And this gives you a working example on how to do that. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you replace the example DNS name with your own domain name. Then you can restart Nginx, and you should find that you should be able to access ServerJockey using HTTPS and the domain name that you have. And some additional information on how to set up user subpath. There's also DNS tools in the command line interface that you can use to automatically update the IP associated with the domain name. So that's a lot of technical stuff, but if you want to set this up, just walk through the documentation. If you want to see what this all looks like when it's done, you're looking at it now. If you look at, this is my domain name and website that I've set up for ServerJockey called serverjockey.net. As you can see, it's HTTPS. and I have server jockey under the SGGMS subpath. So Nginx allows you to host multiple sites behind it, and then on this site I have server jockey as well as Grafana and downloads directory. So this is where I'm hosting all of the distributions for server jockey. So it gives you an example of how you can use Nginx to host various different services behind it. So I'll come back to Grafana in a moment, but first I'll move on to the next system, which is Prometheus. So just to jump back to the homepage, as you can see on the homepage, there's some basic system information provided. So this gives you a brief overview of the system health, but it doesn't give you detailed information about, the history of the processor and memory usage. It doesn't give you drill down information about the particular game servers that you are hosting. So if you want more detailed information, then I recommend looking into integrating Prometheus with your server jockey system. So Prometheus is a open source monitoring system. It's designed to capture and store metrics information about whatever, like system information or whatever information, and it has some rudimentary reporting that you can look at, but I'll get to more on that later. So there's no comprehensive installer for Prometheus. You just download the tar gz packages, so like zip packages. So this guide will step you through one step at a time on how to set up Prometheus. So you download the install, like the packages. You set up a user and a home directory for them. You create systemd services for the Prometheus service, as well as the node exporter service, which is used to grab the system metrics, reload and restart those services. And then this is the configuration that you will need to copy paste in. So this will make sure that Prometheus itself, the node exporter, and server jockey are set up as scrape targets. So this will tell Prometheus where to find or to scrape the metrics from to get the information from these services. And then at the end, to confirm that it was successful, you can go into the Prometheus web console, which doesn't use any authentication. So try and avoid exposing the 9090 port to the internet. And we can see in the screenshot here, both the node exporter, Prometheus itself, and server jockey are all operating as metric scrape targets, so it can start recording information in the database. So there's not really much else to show here. In order to use Prometheus to actually get good visibility, what you really should do is use Grafana. So before I dive into the Grafana guide, I'll just jump back to the serverjockey.net homepage, just so you have something to see. So this is Grafana when it's all set up. This is a dashboard which shows metrics that have been gathered from Node Exporter. So now I'll go back to go back to the Grafana setup page. So there's another guide page to set up Grafana. So Grafana is an observability platform for graphs and alerting that's often paired with Prometheus because Prometheus is excellent at gathering and storing metrics, and Grafana is good for reporting them. So step one, install some dependencies for Grafana. Grafana has a deb file installer that you can download and install, much like server jockey itself. Reload and restart the service. Once it's started, you can log into the Grafana console, the web console. Log in as user admin with password admin. That's the default password. So once you log in, you'll be forced to set a proper password, which you should. Then the next step, walk you through the process of connecting Grafana to Prometheus. So we add connection, select Prometheus as the data source. Then we configure the connection, specify where it can find the Grafana service, some performance settings, and then hit the save and test button. So that will connect and set up Prometheus in Grafana. Then what we want to do is import a dashboard. You can create your own dashboards, but unless you're familiar with it, it's highly recommended that you just browse the public available dashboards. In the guide, I show you it uses a popular node exporter dashboard for system metrics. You can then import that, and then that's the dashboard that I just showed you. There's also a dashboard for Server Jockey as well. So I'll go back to, eventually, Grafana. So this is the node exporter dashboard. There's many different sections here which show all sorts of metrics about the system. So I go to dashboards. I also have the Server Jockey dashboard. So this will give you information about the various processes within Server Jockey. So by default, the process will be Server Jockey. So we can get some sort of uptime information, CPU, memory, disk read and write. Currently, I don't have network inbound and outbound, but that's something I will work on in the future. So that's Server Jockey itself. But in the process options, these will list all of the instances, the game server instances for Server Jockey, as well as Server Jockey itself, and ServerLink. ServerLink is the Discord bot. So if you have that running, you'll get metrics on that. And I have a game server called test. So here are the metrics on test. As you can see, online players will actually tell me the number of people on the game server, uptime, CPU, memory, disk read and write. So that will allow you to drill down into particular instances and monitor them using Prometheus and Grafana. So that's it.